Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Greatest Good Tarot. Hope you're doing well and keeping out of mischief. First off, before we get into anything, can I just say, I can't remember your name off the top of my head. I think it was Francis. I've been trying to get through all the comments since I've been away, come back, trying to catch up. But I'm glad that I'm not the only one who, when comes back from like a holiday, a break, a thing, dumps the bag, gets the washing out, that kind of stuff, and then bit by bit, when you need something from that bag over the following weeks and days later, just like rummaging that, oh, there it is, okay, and then that's how it's unpacked. I'm glad I'm not the only one. But yes, thank you everybody for your kindness. There has been 2 beautiful super thanks in the last couple of days. Off the top of my head, I can't remember your names. I'm so sorry. However, I will give praise and name and shame and all that good stuff in a future video. All right. I just wanted to say, like, because 2 of them come in kind of in quick succession. I just wanted to like, thank you. All right. Thank you very much indeed. Right. I'm really bad at this YouTube thing. I've decided, I think it's now time to admit to myself that maybe the YouTube thing, I am a little bit rubbish. But never mind, I'll continue anyway. I'll still do it. Even though I can't remember people's names doing comments. I can't remember people's names doing the kindest of wonderful things of doing super thanks on videos. I'm just, I'm surprised I even remembered how to push the record button to get this going. It's just that one of those days. It is one of those days, but the wood burner is doing beautiful work, beautiful God's work, if you will. I've even got the whistle kettle out of storage, and then plonk it on top, and then just like that. It's just a faint whistle. It's not a harsh whistle like you get on a stove. It's a faint whistle. It's like, ooh, I'm here and I'm ready for your beverage. It's lovely. Admittedly, it takes like several hours to get to that point, but it's not that long. But I mean, it takes a bit longer. So you need to plot ahead. When do I actually want my next coffee? Okay, it's about half an hour time. I'll put it on now. And then eventually it's like, Cooey, the coffee is ready. It's time to pour for the coffee. But yeah, it's nice. It's a slower way of life. It's lovely. Anyway, sorry about this waffle. I just need to get it off my chest. So this question is from a new person. Very lovely indeed. And it just tickled with me. You know when I've said previously, like intuition kind of like it tickles. It's like, oh, this is good time to do this one. It did that thing. Now, because they're new, obviously there is no suck-up sandwich, which is understandable. It's okay, but they're learning the ropes, and we appreciate their company. So Steve, with 8 upvotes, has asked, can you read on Starmer and Zelensky? Link, please. Yes, I will. Mainly because of my slight frustration. It's not anger. It's a slight frustration that... I still haven't been asked whether or not I want to be sending money to Ukraine. It's not all about me. It's obviously about you too. But you know, even at the general election, none of them talked about it as a kind of as a thing. It was a done deal. It was like oh, we're spending how many billions? Oh, without our consent. Oh, all right. Pet peeve of mine. It's a slight pet peeve. Yes, there's horrificness happening and death on both sides and all that kind of stuff, and it's a nasty situation and it shouldn't have happened and blah 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 and stuff like that. But it would be nice to be asked if whether or not we want to send billions to it. Yeah, I'm just saying. You know, it just would be nice. It's just getting frustrated. The amount of claim that it's democracy. This is my new thing right now. I still need to work it out. It's a deep dive. Bear with me. The claims of democracy. You know, one of the oldest democracies in the world, and lots of parliaments are based on ours, and blah blah blah. But at the same time, it's amazing. It's just more transparent than normal. It seems, which it definitely feels like it is God's will. That it's like you can't recall an MP. You can't do this, that, and the other unless of these specific things, or you can't do that, or we can't have a referendum on stuff. It's a done deal. We're working people. Sit down, shut up. That kind of thing. It's bugging me. It's a frustration. So let's have a look at this stuttery Starmer and Zelensky link, please. What's going on here? Because I'll tell you what is also sickening is the fact that he's done it twice now. Stuttery Starmer is practically snogging Zelensky on the Downing Street steps, which is, it's a modern world. It's beautiful. I don't know whether or not his wife enjoys it, but I mean, that's a conversation for them to. But I mean, it would be nice. We've got a footnote. Okay. Hold on, that was that way. Okay, right, we'll leave that there. Footnotes, when they fall out, just give us a little kick, a little kind of help along the way. And as always, there will be a snapshot of now, a gossip behind the scenes sort of thing, and then an outcome at the end. So, strap in. Let's have fun. Right. Very lovely indeed. 4 of Cups. Chill, relaxed, done deal kind of energy. Kind of like, yeah, it's fine. It's all good. It's hunky-dory. I don't know if anyone ever says that anymore. But I mean, it's like that kind of energy. It's just like, it's fine. Hierophant. Ooh. Oh, that shift. That. We've gone from kind of like status quo, kind of cool, chippy, like, oh yeah, aren't we having fun? But this was kind of, it's almost like judgment card, like trumpet of truth, kind of, boom. It's like, this is not what this is supposed to be, right? This is not how it's. Did you also know? And it's tied into this for some reason. Maybe it'll come out in a minute. There was some news reports that I saw while I was away. How Zelensky allegedly has spent like $500 million or something on a ski resort in the western Ukraine. One, where's that money come from? He seems to have a lot of money there. And it's alleged, it was a quick, it kind of was there and gone. So I'm like off the top of my head. I believe JB Morgan was involved, definitely. And I think BlackRock was involved as well, some sort of deal thing. I just thought it was very interesting. It's like, it's strange how he could afford that. Interesting. Also, still haven't had an election over there, if I remember correctly. So, like I said, they're all hippies and kind of like kumbaya, and then democracy is kind of like, oh yeah, that thing. Oh yeah, there is that thing that we need to do. We'll postpone it for another couple of years. And then we're supposed to be, we go, okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah. But there's definitely kind of hard, like, judgment call kind of energy with the Hierophant there. 6 of Swords. Mini leap of faith. This feels like somebody else. Yeah, trying to, like, going from stormy waters, calmer shores, that kind of moving on. Tower. Nope, catches up with them. This is what I'm on about. Over here, whatever this is, the same crap doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? Oh, we got away with it. No, you haven't. Is basically what it's saying there. Knight of Wands. This feels like, and I know it's an action card. I know it's like galloping in passionately and all that kind of stuff, but it feels more like an action plan, like an agreement, kind of a tit for tat kind of an agreement. It's some sort of, there's some sort of deal, some sort of kind of I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of energy. It's like, as an example, this is just an example. UK agrees to continue paying or contributing to Ukraine, and there are a few little kind of nice little kickbacks for Starmer and a little kind of like, it's that kind of energy about it. Personally. Seven of Wands trying to defend their ground. There is the reason why I'm saying it on this one is if you notice the triangulation of the cards, this one here, like excuse, trying to get away with it. Tower card, no, you haven't. This is the card that like ties it together. I've got two. That rarely happens. We've got two. There are no mistakes in tarot. Let's have a look. We've got Hangman stuck in the situation. Universe, infinite growth, infinite possibilities. There is something here, as an example, if we're going back to this ski resort thing. Kind of like a tit for tat kind of to get the assets, to get the things, to get the shenanigans, whatever. Defending it, think they got away with it, but they've tied themselves up into like legal difficulties, or it like stinks to high heaven. This universe card here feels very one of the 4 extra cards in this deck, which is infinite growth, infinite possibilities, infinite, is kind of this clear out that we keep on talking about recently, where you're probably bored to tears with. It feels like their comeuppance, their karma. Feels more like Zelensky than Starmer, I have to say. But with the universe card, it feels more Ukrainian people instead of both countries. There's definitely a line there. But it definitely feels as if this trap, this caught out, this... It feels as if it's a situation where Starmer equally can't. There's an attachment there. There is. I will tell you, if you remember. I know this is going back a couple of years, but it's almost like it will help tell the story of this, and it's almost like a direct parallel. If you remember, like, back in the day, I can't remember which year it was, back in the day, there was, if you remember, Naomi Campbell was in court. She was a witness. She had been to a party at Nelson Mandela's place. Yeah? Does this ring a bell with the blood diamonds or the diamonds or whatever it was, the rough diamonds? There was diamonds involved, right? And... she was on trial, she was being witness and that kind of thing to that situation. However, because some of the other party members were doing a deal or tried to do a deal and that kind of stuff, and it was exposed. What not annoyed me, frustrated me, even back then, it didn't make sense. It's like, why is no one talking about that these scallywags... yeah, these little bit silly sausages who've got these diamonds and doing this deal and trying to get things done and that kind of stuff. Why is no one talking about that? One, they were staying at Nelson Mandela's pad. And two, they were guests of Nelson Mandela at the party of the... You know what I mean? That kind of... That's what I'm getting here. There's so much... it's like, but he never got involved. He somehow wasn't in, like, even though it happened on his premises, it happened at his party, it happened, he's involved in multiple, but he was just step aside. You know what I mean? It's that kind of, that's what I'm getting for Starmer. It's like, there's blatant kind of connections of crazy, but it's not being talked about. But everyone can see it, and it is blatant public, like, it's in public domain, kind of, it's there, but the media won't talk about it. The court case doesn't talk about it. They're not, no, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the diamonds. We don't want to get distracted. Do you know what I mean? It's that weirdness about it. Exactly what's happening there. And there is kind of an uncoupling. Zelensky is definitely trapped. Yeah, there is definitely, he's tied up. this universe is definitely Ukrainian, but it's a very weird kind of Knight of Wands 7. I'll tell you now, and I know, right? But what came through just before I started picking up this card, which I haven't seen, I think you have, but the it's like the irony of it that plopped in as a download is that Starmer does all these international trips to try and get away from all the troubles at home, and is slam bang put himself in a troubling situation. It's the irony of that. It's 5 of Wands. Okay, there's the conflict of it. So this defending the ground, trying to move on, bang. This down here is very much the outrage, the exposure of it, but it feels as if this exposure is not going to be happening in a UK media, and it doesn't feel like it's happening in a Ukrainian media. It feels like it's a third part. As an example, like German press, or kind of Italian press, or something along those sorts of lines. It's a different country reporting on this weird, surreal, random kind of exchange. And it feels as if, and I have to be careful here because obviously I'm in the UK and I don't know if the super injunction happened. I'm being reminded of the situation when, and this is a few years ago, I think it's even so long now that it's BC. It's before COVID. It's that long ago. When I almost said their names then. There was a couple, a high profile couple, who was alleged that they were holier than thou in the public, but they were into kind of promiscuous things behind the scenes, and the super injunction came in to prevent the media from doing it. Right, I think it's called a D notice as well, from the government side of things, issuing a D notice. This is obviously the public equivalent, if you can afford it, to get a super injunction. Now, I know who that couple is because I've got the internet, and it was widely reported on places which I would encourage people to have an account, even though you may agree or disagree of the politics and blah, blah, blah. But just get a steady stream of actual unfiltered news, just to kind of like what's trending on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it. So I know who that couple is, right? I know kind of what was leaked about because it was reported in other media sources who were not affected by the super injunction. That's what I'm getting here. Okay. Where similar thing where it's like it's been reported internationally, but the places involved, i.e. UK and Ukraine, there is a lockdown on that data. It's not being reported. I don't know if there will be a super injunction or a D notice or whatever. It's just the fact it's it's not being reported. Very much. It feels as if this feels like an asterisk. This feels like we'll put it on the record and see what happens. This is part of the reason. Or I'm not defending him, but why Trumpy Trump was so miffed at Zelensky a couple of, a year and a half ago, and ripped him a new one. You're not even wearing a suit. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. You come round here. You think you can just come in and get some more money and all that kind of stuff. It's connected to this. Rightly or wrongly, he got his number. Zelensky's number. He got, from what he's hearing, which feels like it's connected to this, all that he needed to know about through his actions, not his rhetoric, what he is like. Okay? That is, it feels like it's connected to this. Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, it almost feels like trying to move what has been manifested offshore is the best words I can describe it as. We haven't achieved as much as we wanted. We've achieved some. Get it offshore, get it, thank you very much. Safe holding somewhere else kind of thing. Okay, it's that sort of energy there. Six of Pentacles. There will be some sort of payback. I'm not saying it is, but as to help tell the story, it feels very similar to when the Nazis stole art pieces and then had to give them back over the years. It's that sort of, I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying it's that sort of kind of, okay, we'll give some of it back. Yeah? But this feels like a drip, drip, drip. Okay? Overarching energy, Two of Pentacles. Trying to, this feels like a storm. Kind of steady the ship in the storm. Topsy-turvy. Underline, King of Pentacles. This is what I was talking, like the morals, the values of Starmer, Zelensky, that kind of thing. It's like it puts into question like all of it, if that makes sense. It's like if you're willing to do this and you're willing to do that against, like, counterintuitive to what you say it's that kind of thing. This is going to grow to the point where, and I'm being reminded only because I saw the episode the other day on Netflix, The Crown, when what's his face, King George dies and Elizabeth is in Africa, in Kenya, isn't she? She goes to sleep. A princess wakes up in the treehouse. A queen doesn't even realize it. No one can get hold of her. She's in the middle of nowhere. And so it's like this frantic kind of, we need to get in contact with her before the press get to her and that kind of thing. It's that kind of energy I'm getting there. We need to get ahead of it before we get completely crazed out of it. Footnote. Queen of Pentacles on the wonk. Which makes sense with what we've said so far here. Mainly because the Queen of Pentacles upright is kind of motherly, caring, being very practical and organized, and can stack all the Tupperware boxes for the picnic all in the right order and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, very, very organized. On the wonk, it feels like very much like says one thing, but it's not for the picnic. Yeah, it's not to share. It's like, the actions say one thing, but the accumulation where it's going is saying something else. All right, that's basically it's for selfish reasons. It says one thing but says it. Yeah, I've said enough on that. That's fascinating. This is not what I was expecting at all, but it really depends on who's going to break the silence on this here. There is something like the ski resort, but it feels as if it's tangible. Obviously, you can't move a ski resort off base or out of country. It feels like it's going back to the Nazi, the Nazi art stealing. Yeah, it feels that things can be held as well, like as big assets. I would say this this symbolizes or there's so much here. One, the amount of years and time that the media has smeared Putin and his actions, rightly or wrongly, not here to judge, but also the assets and holding on and grabbing, and how can we be so wealthy, blah blah blah, when this, that and the other, all those questions not asked about Zelensky. Now they are. How have you got this money? Where has it come from? How have you profited so much when your own people are homes are being decimated? You've got a war on, all this kind of stuff. Where exactly is this money going? That sort of question. And I keep coming back to this with Starmer, with the Nelson Mandela kind of parallel similarities. The fact that he to try and escape the country, to not because it was getting too difficult here, slammed him straight into another massive controversy. Now, if you're not seeing that karma is happening in real time, and we're worried and that kind of thing, that's why I try and put it into context. It's like, why is nothing happening? Well, things are happening. The fact that they're being blocked on every turn, that's something happening. That's literally God's will happening right there. They can't change anything. They can't do anything. Starmer is stuck where he is. Labour is stuck where they are. Yes, it's decimating the country, but they're not making anything worse. They're reaping what they've sown. Literally right now is case study of this is karma smacking 400 people all at once. And they're all their kind of aides and all their offices and all their kind of civil servant, I was going to say partnerships there, civil servants and all that kind of stuff. This is the cleansing we're seeing now. And they can't do anything. They're paralyzed. That's literally, they literally cannot do anything. Same thing here. It's going to be paralyzed. They're going to be locked. It's going to this is it. It's already happening to Putin. Yeah, locked. Until he says, does, or changes his ways, is locked down. That's it. Yeah, can't do anything. Tries to be sneaky, can't get out of it. Zelensky will be the same thing. Okay. Starmer, it's happened right now. Macron in France can't do anything. Do you see what I'm saying? I think this is what is so important to now, is the fact that it's all coming home to roost. Everything's coming home to roost. And it is the only country, I would say, from my personal, from my point of view, two countries. What was it? Argentina with the guy with the crazy hair and Trumpy Trump. Is it Argentina? Yeah, it's down there. It's down South America, whatever. It's down there. But those two, if you notice if you will, the regime that is being paralyzed in all the other parts of the country around the world, here across Europe, Zelensky, across to Australia, from what I can hear, there's Canada is a bit kind of locked-ish, a bit. They're getting to that point. The reason why it's all happening, the only two countries that aren't being involved, the regimes that are being locked elsewhere, are desperately trying to break, i.e. the Democrats and others, are desperately trying to break down the change that we will see sweep. Okay? Out of desperation, anything to try and pull it, to prevent all this change from happening. It's all unraveling because the progressives want more. They don't see a problem. I'm sorry I keep bashing on about it. They want more. They like what's happening and they want to build on it. That's it. Yeah? So we're seeing it in real time. And that is what I'm quite excited about from this reading. to find a positive somewhere. Right then, let's get some predictions. Prediction deck here. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. So I hope you're all doing well. This is the time I do the YouTube things. I know it's boring. I'm not really a YouTuber. I know we've agreed on that. But if you enjoy what we do here, please subscribe, ding-a-ling that bell. Come and join the greatest good village, because it takes a village to support everybody, and that is what we do. Trying to put things into context, and then we can release it. Yeah, this is the important thing. I need to start kind of repeating this for the new boys and girls. We do these so that we can then unburden ourselves, become enlightened. Yeah, so we can return it to sender. We don't want this. Send it back. And this is what's formulating, manifesting right now when we're saying about there being locked down. They can't go anywhere. They can't do anything. And we're seeing more and more frustration, because it's like the tables have turned. Yeah? Energetically, morally, ethically, everything's turned. It's now, they're stuck, holding the baby quite literally. Yeah? And we're going to see more and more temper tantrums. So that will be, I suppose, a little bit of entertainment as we go along. These self-righteous people. And they're going to get their comeuppance. Yeah, it's very, very simple. So keep the faith. We're manifesting it right now. We're doing it right now. Change is happening right now. This is why they can't gallop ahead. They can't do anything. They're stuck. Right. So right, these feel good. These feel sexy. Technical term. Right. Here we go. Oh, it's spreading. Yes. So the Four of Cups, everything's fine, lads. Oh, it's hunky-dory. Nothing to, it's all going to plan. Spreading. Infection. This infection is spreading. Hierophant. Breakthrough. Isn't it just? Six of Swords. Water's rising again. The pressure's on. See what I'm saying? They think they can get away with it. They think they're so clever. Oh, we're so clever. We've got like initials after our names, and we're such self-righteous. I was going to swear there. Toss monkeys. But it's all coming to bite them on the backside. The Tower card. Oh, society collapse. Now, this feels very much like we keep coming up to this, and we are seeing it, right? But we're talking about Ukraine here, and yeah, the self-righteous stealing the money, basically, or allegedly stealing the money, so that suddenly they have assets, suddenly they've got wealth, suddenly they've got these, all these things. Where it should be going, this is the uprising, it feels like. It's like, whoa, hold on. Where's our water? Where's our medical supplies? Where is this? Where is that? Do you see what I'm saying? It's that kind of, where's it all gone? Why haven't we got this? Knight of Wands. Future time. Okay. I think the full plan is going to come out eventually. Future time. Seven of Wands. Trying to hold on to power with the royal family there. Now, the Hangman in the universe. Military plane. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. We're in a war, for goodness sake. Makes sense. But it's the profiteering from this war that's really going to get them. Five of Wands. Manipulate. Trying to manipulate the situation. Yeah. Page of Pentacles. Housing issues. Yeah. And they're just six. Isn't it amazing that pretty much every country has housing issues right now? In the Western world. It's pretty much every country. It's like, huh? It's like, even like Canada, right, is like having major housing issues, and it's technicalities. Oh, we're going to break it. Blah, 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 what reasons, problem, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, how has it got this bad? And how is it all orchestrated? It seems like all at the same time. I think Australia's got a similar issue. The Kiwis, Allo Loves, down there, they've got similar issues, I believe, with the housing. Across Europe, UK, Ireland, it's all very kind of, suspicious. Six of Pentacles. So many people involved. Yes, exactly. Overarching energy. Woken up. Yes. Illuminated. There. Enlightened. Yeah? Does not make sense. What on earth are you doing? Nothing. It stinks. Yeah? Big news, isn't it just? Exactly. But like I said, it feels as if they're going to try and hold on to this story for as long as possible. And I just want to remind people, because I think this is our new thing, remind people that if anything was working, or some sections of society were working, there would be beacons of light, kind of like, oh, wow, the school system seems to be working pretty well. Look at the beacon of light there. Or maybe certain councils who all seem to be bankrupt. That would be a beacon of light. We can learn from that. Or, like, why can't we spread what teachings from there and put it elsewhere? But the only beacon of light that no one seems to have kind of gone back on me in the comments, it's the passport office. It's like, how is that, of all things, how is that running so well? I'd love to hear it down below. If it's just so slick. It just seems to work from every person I've spoken to about it. It's just like everyone's amazed that wow, look at this. So what we're getting here very much indeed is like holding on to power, trying to kind of keep the gravy train going. So many people are involved. This is what I'm on about. Yes, we talked about Zelensky specifically, but it's his staff, it's his civil servants, it's Starmer and his connections and involved in it and that kind of thing, and a Macron and their connections in some way, shape or form, and kind of keeping the gravy train going and that kind of thing. I would be amazed if there isn't an expose. Like I said, joining the dots, somewhere like Germany, Italy press, something like that. It gets out and it is trampled on in the media, in the main countries that it affects. There is something here that is, it just stinks. Right, for the outcome here. The outcome here feels a little, not menacing, that's too strong, but it feels a little bit kind of cloudy, a little bit kind of like London 1800s, the mist, the smog, kind of that sort of energy. You can kind of see the guy in the cape and the top hat, but it's just, you can't see the detail. You can't see it's that kind of energy, which is off. Three of Swords. Yep, they're heartbroken. They've been caught out. Right. Quick movement, quick decisions. This is the printing of the news, the breakthrough here. I'm going to go down here. There is going to be so many questions concerning NATO, definitely. Certain parts of the EU, definitely. It's almost like they've all got the fingers in the pies type thing. They've all got a little connections and stakeholdings and all that kind of stuff. But this kind of, this feels huge. Water's rising. Reviewing the ships. Yeah, the ships are, Your ships are coming in, definitely. There's Society Collapse Tower, King of Cups. That feels like an election. That feels like trying to work out who now. I'll bring it back a little bit because I'm trying to. It's trickling in a bit, and like I said, it's a bit smoggy, foggy kind of. That's definitely a replacement. I'll come back a little bit on the election, but that is definitely certain heads have rolled. These are the new leaders. All I would say is, where were these when? Because it's all like, it's a huge echo chamber, isn't it? So it's like, what were these guys doing now taking over? Do you see what I'm saying? This is the issue with all the talk about replacement in Labour of Starmer and Rachel Reeves and all that kind of stuff. It's like, you all have been here for all this time. You're part of the problem, in my humble opinion, not the solution. You could have, like, the fact that you think you can hold on and keep your, 90K, 100 and whatever K a year, gold-plated pension and all that kind of stuff, and all the perks along, and just let your personal gravy train going until it's like, okay, we've got too far now. Let's replace him. You know, the polls are a bit too bad. You know, you've been there all this time. You could have done something a hell of a lot sooner, and you've allowed it to happen. Do you see what I'm saying? Where were you? Is what I'm getting with the King of Cups. Where were you? Balancing act. This is falling apart. The fact that we've got it coming out twice, Two of Pentacles, is it kind of like doubles down the energy. Yeah, the madness. Interesting that we've got a lot of water as well. Topsy-turvy storm I got from that one, didn't I? We've got the waters rising under this one and the ships coming in. We've got the ships topsy-turvy in the background here. It's like, it is bedlam, is the energy with all this water, this pressure, this build-up. Holding on to power. Hollow victory. Trying to keep it going. Defending themselves. Oh, walking people. It's all fine. Walking people. And then, we got to do a new one. We've got to do breakfast clubs, walking people. I had to, you know. It's the only thing they could keep spending money on cornflakes. 5 million appointments and breakfast clubs, walking people. Why are you so dissatisfied, walking people? I know you're paying for these trinkets we're giving you, walking people, but why are you so sad? It's like there's nowhere to hide now, is what I'm getting here. Yeah, morally, ethically, legally in some respects. I just can't get over. I cannot get over this concept of the hypocrisy of Starmer rushing internationally to get away from troubles that he's caused at home, to hide, and it just like the karma. There's just like, that's going to backlash from here. It's like, nope, you can't hide from it, and now you've made it worse from trying. The war, military plane, that kind of thing. Tower again, exactly. Exactly. The billions. It's just, it crumbles. It falls apart. I keep getting, and I'll put this on the record, I'm not saying this is it, but the reason why it's lasting so long, and we're blaming Russia for it, is because it's like they want to keep this gravy train going. The amount of lives that are lost on both sides, needlessly, because the gravy train keeps on going. it's got that horrific energy, and the energy I'm getting here. And I know before I left, we talked about spiritual growth and that kind of thing, and kind of gave you some tips along the way, and not to worry about the reasons necessarily, but just to do it, kind of thing, if you remember. When I learned from my research over years of basic things like how to pray, I remember it was a day when we used to stream on Twitch. And it was that evening I was streaming, and I was so angry. I was livid. Because when I learned that you can't speak a prayer, you've got to feel the prayer, yeah? And all these years, all this time, and it's the reflection that all these centuries that you've got the mother praying in the wrong language, basically speaking it instead of feeling it, yeah, and like inner voice of make when their son has gone to World War I or World War II, praying that he'll be all right, and it's like because of she's been taught wrongly by whomever that she's it's going on deaf ears. And it was just like I was going a little spiral. It's that sort of energy, though, that why I'm being reminded here is that kind of acknowledgement, that realization that hundreds of thousands of boys and girls could have been saved but for the greed, the arrogance, the self-righteousness, the scooping off the top, whatever this is that we're doing here, it is unimaginable, yeah. It's just reminding me of how, and I got really, even before the stream, I was getting a bit weepy because it's like all those desperate lives and people, all those desperate times when people just wanted some help from God, Spirit, Universe, Angel Team, whatever you want to call them, yeah. And it was just going on deaf ears because they're speaking the wrong language. Yeah? Because it's not speech, it's feeling, it's intent, consent, intent. And I'm getting worked up again now because it's just like exactly the same sort of thing. So, manipulate. 10 of Pentacles. There you go. This is the treasure trove. This is what we're talking about. This is what we were, hold on, the 6 of Pentacles, paying it back. The 5 of Wands underneath. This is the arguments about where's this money come from? Where's all these assets come from? Where's this stockpile come from? What's going on here, lads? What are you doing? Housing issues. Defending their ground. So many people. Queen of Cups, the power couple. I'm glad there's empathy here because I'm not feeling it anywhere else. The Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, that's definitely a replacement. The Queen of Cups down here, I feel, is like some sort of arbiter type thing, judge. Could be what's it called? Inquiry. Chairperson, that kind of thing, but it feels a bit more legal than, I know we haven't got the Justice card out here, but it feels like it's more legalese than could be Hague, international court type thing. But it's one of those situations where notice how she's looking in this direction. She's looking at the treasure trove. She's looking at the empathy, defending their ground, even though it's all falling apart. And yeah, kind of war crimes, blah, 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 that kind of thing. Labels down. Hawk lady. Oh, there she is. Ah, the Garden of Eden, building, growing. Yeah, we're building this garden. We're going to nurture it. We're going to grow it. We're now enjoying it. That kind of thing. I like this at the end here because it's all this change that we've been talking about here. Real change, spiritual change, honest change, where we're all manifesting, heading in the right direction. The trick is, asterisk, the trick is that when things get better, not to stop manifesting, if you get what I'm saying. And kind of like go, oh, we're done now. We've got out the crap. We're all good. Keep going. Encourage people to keep on going. We've all learned so much. It's all being exposed. We need to keep on going. Underlying energy, Knight of Cups. All the cups here. This feels like... this feels as if... almost like changes to rules, changes to legislation, changes to protections, whatever this is down here. And I'm going back to it. They're defending their ground, kind of hollow victory, but the evidence is way there. These are definitely proposals. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but it's like, we need to change this, we need to change that, blah, blah, blah. It's the detail that I worry about, if you get me. It's like, may I remind everybody, love him or hate him, whatever. It was what, this week or last week? Nigel was talking about that he wants to implement a way that referendums can be called more, if you get a high threshold of people signing a petition, then it goes to a referendum, that kind of thing. Yeah? He's the only one talking about it. Those sorts of changes, this is what we're talking about here. Yeah, so it's legally binding referendums. It's not these kind of pitiful petitions. That was the word I was looking for. It's weird that the pensions go involved. But I mean, like, yeah. It's that kind of thing. It's those sorts of changes, those kind of like the fundamentals, instead of tinker around the edges, to ensure that there is accountability, I suppose, is what we're talking about here. What's that underneath there? Out in the cold. That's very interesting. I like that. Because we're focusing on, we're getting rid of the middle management. We're getting rid of all the people that are like, not legally, but corrupted. Technically, yeah, what we're talking about. Getting their comeuppance. Yeah? This is literally the rebalancing that we've been talking about for some time. But the fact that I can't get over the fact in this reading that the irony that to run away from, and I keep on bashing on about it, but to run away, to try and hide from karma, Starmer's been plonked straight into more karma. And it's nice. It's nice. I hope people are learning. That's why I keep starting to call these case studies. Learn from these. I know it's like, boring, blah, blah, blah. But notice what's happening. We're watching it in real time. We can learn from their mistakes, yeah? This is what's happening. So I'm going to go for the Kipper deck and then get the hell out of here. But yeah, I like this one. This feels good. I don't know what level of like court or is down here though. That's the bit that bit vague right now. Hold on, that one really wanted to come out as a footnote, so we've got that one there. Okay. So, let's have a butcher's. Concern. Isn't it just? Are you squeaky bum time yet? Is it? Change. Exactly. And, drum roll. Pathway out. Yes. It's the partnership again. This is what's going to be. Right. Okay. We've, and I'm drawing. We've said this several times. We've different predictions, And there's a purpose of reason why I'm bringing it all together. When we did the Epstein files ages ago, yeah, it's the partnerships. Bill Clinton, why is he painted in a dress in Epstein's house? Yeah, with high heels on. We've seen it. If you haven't seen it, Google it. It's red. It's a red dress. Allegedly, I don't know if this bit's true or not, it was, it's alleged that it's Monica Lewinsky's dress that he's wearing to be painted. If that's the sort of power that Epstein had, that had it in his entrance hallway in New York, I believe it was. So every mofo that went in there all saw that picture, right? It's the connections. And lo and behold, had a friend, I don't know if you've heard of him, Mandelson. Now, his downfall. Had a friend, I don't know if you've heard of him, Andrew, his downfall. Moving on to Starmer, you know, and Zelensky. It's the connections. It's the fact of judgment and morals and ethics and that kind of thing. And it's that whole crumbling. That's what's happening here. Is you can't deny you didn't know. You were there. You saw it happening. You know, it's that kind of thing. Great fortune. Brilliant. Great fortune. This is what we're manifesting. This is what, you know, we're pathway out here. This is what we're manifesting. It's good how they say knowledge is power, isn't it? Yeah? We've woken up. We're waking up. There's more of this community now than ever. This is how we're going to do it, baby. This is how we're going to do it. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks, Steve, for your question. I really enjoyed this deep dive here. This is really cool. But I fear that we have to leave it now. So, thank you. If you enjoyed, subscribe, ding the bell, like, and if you can, hype. It genuinely helps out the channel so much. Comment down below, like Steve did, if you want to suggest a future reading. And obviously upvote like others did to go, this one, please. But until next time, where we do this crazy shenanigans all over again, take care. Look after yourself. Be well. And thank you for your company. I'll speak to you soon. See you later. Ta-ra.